Hello everyone. Welcome to Fast and welcome to my channel. Welcome to my first season 14, episode 14. Guys, let's go. Time for the retreat. So this episode they're going on a weekend resort. Just a weekend getaway for the couples. They're going to Vermont. So everybody get ready to go. But listen here, I'm gonna just start off with I had to send out my Noid and Steve. Any particular Noid. Noid, baby girl. Honey, why did you decide you was ready for marriage knowing that you wasn't 100% ready to give up that part of your life? Do you not know when you decide to get married, you had to compromise yourself, you had to compromise your feelings, you had to compromise your life, interact your life with that person. It's not all about you. Of course, you are free to do what you want, think what you want, but you gotta think about somebody else feeling. Just like it's like when you have kids or when you're responsible for a minor, you have to think about that person feeling. It's like, oh, I did porn. You did porn. This is judging, but this is how it is. You did porn or you did something explicit, and then down the line when your kids is old, they see that you be like, what you think is gonna happen? What do you think? But anyway, anyhow, pretty much what this episode with Noah and Steve, Manny knowing she still don't wanna. She still feel how she feels. She like it's my right, girl. We know that's right, but if your husband is telling you, "Hey, I don't mind you posting media, but certain things you're putting, you cannot just put out that people gonna assume." Listen, life is about perception. People gonna perceive what they want to perceive. I could look at a picture, watch a video. My perspective on it might be different for somebody else. Everybody gonna have their own view. So when Steve said that, it's like, yo, what you not getting though? Yeah, it's not about you. Oh, at first it wasn't about you. Then you told the man it was about him. So which one is it? And that's that catty game I came with this girl. But I'm not saying that's how you are. But girl, the way the producers is editing you to be is like it's annoying because girl, imagine if the role was reversed. Steve was posting things about certain things, how would you feel? Oh, he needs to be this, he needs to do that. I'm sure you would feel some type of way. Like, I would understand Noy if you felt like okay, not if you felt like if you were your profession was to constantly post on social media, your profession is to go to social media and interact with fans, interact with people, such as a therapist, a influencer, or any type of that sort. But if that's not within your profession, why you doing subliminal digs and then you be like, oh, it's not about you, but it's about you? Like, that's that immature. I don't understand when it comes to you. But anyway, anyhow, girl, I'm glad you guys have fun. You guys went to a museum. But hey, check this though. Matter of fact, honestly, y'all send Noah and Steve to some type of uh park where they was able to ride games and play around, and you guys send what's his name, Elijah and Katina to go to a farm and play with the llamas, right? But the two couples that needed that fun, y'all did not send them. Me personally, I felt like y'all should have gave what's her name? Jasmina and Michael to go to Adventure Park, and then what's his name? Mark and Lindsay to go to the farm because honey, these people need to let they loosen up. And it's like I was like, okay, but they have fun at the park. No, basically when they sat down, they still was trying to like, hey, can we discuss this? I know I don't want to talk about it because it hasn't been resolved, which I get it, you understand, but the same way you want him to empathize with you, where you coming from. You had to understand where he coming from too. And then towards the end, she was like, she's not ready. Basically, she's not ready to move in with Steve after this process, this experience is over. It's simply because she feel like she's gonna show herself. She's gonna be losing her identity. I'm like, she's like, oh, I'm not. It's not that I'm ready to be single again. It's just I'm gonna feel my sense of her sense of self. I'm like, did you not know you was getting married? Did you not know you was gonna have to live with your spouse? And I remember a few weeks ago you was like, oh, you don't have to live together to be married. I was like, huh? Where they do that at? But I forgot that's judging. So hey, you gotta do what's best for you. as your house, so that's your business, in my business. So I just like, but why you gonna come into expense, special expense where you know you're gonna be marrying a stranger, and you sitting here, you're not open about it. You're so stuck, stern on no, this how it's gonna be. At least be open minded. But girl, this is what it is with you. I'm just over you. Listen, good or bad, whatever it is with you, this you are in you starting really be annoying. I have not saying what's happening is true, but it's just the way you are coming, the way you've been edited to me is personally is like, girl, come on, grow up. But I might be off, but that's how it's coming toward to me, okay? Next couple we're gonna have is, let me get this couple out the way, is Jasmina and Michael. Jasmine and Michael. Listen, listen. To those of you guys that believe in medium, kudos to you. But no lie, that whole medium, I'm so sorry. That information the medium was presented to me, presented on TV screen to me. I'm sorry, those are public information. Those are information the producer would give the medium. Okay, I don't believe in that. Oh, so you really couldn't say there was a 13-year difference between it? Oh, it's just public knowledge. And I'm sure he could probably provide those information too if you know, if you do a little deeper. Like, come on. Or his dad died from prostate cancer. Prostate. You it's public record. Like all this information is like, oh, Jasmina, something about Sunny. I'm like, girl, that girl could have posted that there on the page, or I'm sure she probably told the expert that she want to live somewhere sunny later on in life. Like, so I'm like, y'all get all kumbaya. I'm like, listen here, me personally, I was like, that is public knowledge. Me personally, I'm like, don't get too hopes up. But I did, only thing I appreciate, I like is the fact they brought them closer. Jasmine liked the medium. He was open about it. So I guess in a sense I get that. But personally to me those were public information. But Jasmine and Michael decided to host a game with the couple. So there was like they came out in the tires. She had on the real boss, he had the boss, and they came like, hey, Men in Black 2, let's hope, let's go. I like that. I feel like they're getting closer. The thing is that for me, it's not that they're getting closer friendship wise with me. I'm getting that friendship vulnerability vibe from Jasmina. I'm not getting that romantic, like, oh my God, I want that emotional, sexual, physical feeling from her towards Michael. That's just me. I don't see. I just see like she really cares for him. She wants the best for him. But physically, sexually, she's not feeling. That's just me. I don't see it. I don't, maybe I missed something, but I like the vibe there better. Her response is better. Her attitude is getting better from what's being shown to me on TV. Understand? So I'm liking it, but I still don't think they're gonna make it because ultimately, to me, like I said, I've been saying for weeks, she's not attracted to him. She could try all her best to get emotionally closer to him, whatever the case is. If, like she said, if I ain't getting with that and that, what am I gonna do? So hey, and then physical attraction is something big for her. Some people it might not, but for her it is. So hey, girl, do what's best for you, okay? Same thing for you, Michael. Next couple we have is, let's go to a larger one, and Katina, there wasn't that much drama with them this week. I don't know what happened last week, because last week I only watched like 30 minutes and I was done. But this week I forced myself to watch it. It's like every week lately. It's like I've been forcing myself to watch it, but they're getting better. He wore this shirt that says, I'm talking with you, not at you. I'm like, you must say, huh? You say that, right? For somebody that's in tune with his feelings, somebody that's supposed to in tune with his wife feelings, Elijah, I feel like at times have a tendency of forgetting that certain things was happening, things that says he has to really think twice because there's some subliminal things he be saying like, dude, why would you say that? And I feel like in a sense is, I was saying that Jasmina, I said that Katina has so much to try pride herself into, like, okay, I gotta take a certain way. He does the same thing. He's very in tune with his feelings. I like that. But it's just, and for me personally, it's just his self-awareness when it comes to Tina, it's there, but at the same time, it's not there for me. And I'm like, I don't know how much to really put more into it. It's like when there was at the farm, he had the farm and there was taking care of the llamas. He said something to the effect, yeah, he was sitting there, he was like, okay, so you finish school in 2 years and you wanna have kids in 2 years? I get where he was coming from in the sense, okay, how you gonna have kids in 2 years and your career gonna start? I was like, and then he said something about, well, I want my woman to have a career and have a kid in 2 years. So I'm like, because I remember a couple of weeks ago he said he doesn't mind being the breadwinner, but he wouldn't mind his wife working. So I'm like, so I get it. It's like, okay, if you want to have start your career in 2 years, how you gonna have kids? Because there's a disconnect there, which I get. But if she said that's what she wants to do, that's her. But I forgot at the end of the day, you are married. So having a kid is both a man decision and a woman decision. Yes, ultimately, as women, we are carrying the baby. We ultimately decide when we're going to have it. At the same time, when it comes to having a spouse, if that man feel like financially, whatever reason that he's not ready, we had to take that in consideration. Because I'm sure. Yes, he's gonna be hands on dad, but a lot of the things mentally, as ooh, let me tell you something. For those of us that have been pregnant, let me tell you something. Every pregnancy is different. Nobody can tell me that pregnancy is either could bring the worst or the best out of you. I'm not gonna lie. Pregnancy could emotionally, whew, especially afterwards. Let me tell you, quick story, for anybody could that have had been pregnant before and then you thought you would look a certain way before and you thought you was the most insecure person, baby, let me tell you, pregnancy has nothing on you. Listen, it's the thought of that you cannot do nothing for yourself, especially when you get kids is here. As much as it's so hard, especially if you don't have that part. That's why I hope, yes, you want kids in 2 years. I hope mentally, not just financially, mentally, you there for her, because mentally, that's what people don't understand. Men wise, they think, oh, financially, I got her, but mentally, you have to be there for her. Because, honey, birthing these kids, whether it's a vaginal or cesarean, them cut, especially, I'm so sorry, I did not have my kids natural. I had my kids cut. I don't know for anybody that did. That is, I don't wish on nobody, because literally for like 9 weeks, even after, you can barely listen. Laughing hurt, smiling hurt, eating hurt, bending hurt. Nothing feel good. And you telling me for most like 90%, like you honestly to me, I didn't start getting like close to 80% of myself a year after giving birth, yo. And you as a mother, you gave birth and you cut up, and you expect me to sit here in tune with myself, in tune with a kid, and in tune with my husband? Baby, God bless your heart, because honey, I'm so sorry. I did not deal well with that. I had postpartum for a couple years, at least 2 to 3 years after having my kid. But the first 2 years, definitely for sure. 3 years, it was a little hint, but that first year, 2 years after having a kid, people need to understand mentally, we women are drained. It's not physically, pain go away. It's just that mental thing. It play with your head. It play with your head. It's not, and I hope Olajuwon is able to grasp that and able to deal with it and like, hey, he seems that he is, but hey, I'm not gonna say in judgment because I don't know Buddy from nothing. Okay, so I just hope with this, they had a nice conversation. He was telling her that he really appreciate the fact that how much she grow, how much she is willing to, she allow herself to express herself to be get where she at. I did appreciate that. So what they did, where did it go? What did they do? What did they do? What did Katina and oh yeah, they went to the farm. Oh, I had a brain freeze for a minute. Like yeah, that was it. Really, but there wasn't really much. I see that, but it's just I gotta see because I don't want to just. I hope the best. Actually, I want the best for all of them except for Mark and Lindsay. Cause honey, let's go to them. Cause honey, me personally, Lindsay, why were you? Oh, yo, this episode for me, Lindsay is just like she was so cynical about it, and she was making jokes about it. It's like she she likes to throw dicks, but she don't like dicks to be thrown at. I'm like, girl, make up your mind. You cannot insult somebody, do say certain things to somebody and think it's okay. It's okay. But to you, oh, I'm this strong person. I'm so dealt with it. So why can't that person? And also, you with a husband that he's going through a lot. You don't need to remind him one. You don't need to constantly remind people how much of his life is at a downhill as a, like, come on. And then you're supposed to be the most supportive. Whatever you go through your husband, nobody outside needs to know that information. Nobody to know how his life is falling apart. That's for you to keep in house. Nobody needs to know that business. And that's the thing I don't like about Lindsay, is the fact that she feel like, hey, I need to express myself. Honestly, like I've been saying, Lindsay only feel that way is because Mark is not getting down his business in the bedroom. Because if Lindsay was getting down the business in the bedroom, she would not be all mean and towards him, because she always said, listen, I'm cranky when I don't get my way. He needs she was like, he needs to step up his game, because baby, this isn't it. I can't be doing this. I'm like, girl, why would you say that? And then you think it's okay for him? Like, literally one of the episodes earlier, one of the scene was he got up. She was like all kissing him and like, yo, leave me alone. I don't want to be all kissy lovey. Like, come on. Honestly, I'm like, girl, he says, come on, leave him alone, leave him alone. But hey, it might be edited to look that way. Then the next thing that I really, when they was doing the questionnaires, and then she literally was like, what was that question? It was a question about who most likely. Yeah, forgot that. Jasmina. I knew as soon as that answer that question came, it was like, who most likely to know how to lie so good. I was like, Jasmina, because she's pretending to be a like most of. I was like, oh, I already know who it is. I even though I don't know them personally, but I just like, yo. But anyway, now back to Lindsay and Mark, right? And then there was like, oh, something about finance, like who's most likely to spend money on their spouse. And then she said herself, she's like, listen, I make good money. I take care of myself. I make sure my man look good. If I look good, I gotta make sure he look good. He said himself. And then she laughed. She gave that cynical like, huh. In her head, she didn't say it. In her head, I gave her kudos. But I'm like, girl, you grow, I can give you kudos. She her head, she looked like, what money? I'm like, oh my God, girl. She gave him, and there was a time where there was a question. I don't remember the question specifically. And then pretty much she was like, she took a dig at him, was like, if he knew how to put it down. Oh, it was the line situation. He was like, well, he's not. Oh, there was like, oh, who's most likely to fabricate or lie about the sex life? And then he said her. He's like, oh, how come? So he's like, because you're gonna to say things. I know it's gonna be far from far from what happened. And then she was like, well, if it ain't good, what am I supposed to do? I was like, oh my God, girl, Lens, girl, like, are we doing this? But anyway, honey, towards the end, I feel like this girl just got dehydrated. She was just going at it with Mark. It's just like, Mark couldn't get no peace. Poor Mark. Poor Mark. It's like, I don't know, is it because her personality is so strong? I feel like Mark is not innocent of this, but the fact the way Lindsay is, it made Mark look like poor Mark. Like, dude, you don't deserve that. You might not be the best, but Lindsay make you look like a saint. And I'm like, there has to be more. Because I get it what she says, like, he's hot one day, he's cold the next, which I get. But with Mark, it depends on his feelings, especially with Lindsay, with her mouth. It's like, he's the type of person, hey, once you start taking dig at him, once you start saying things to him, he'll just shut off. And that's the same thing for her. So it's like, how you recognize, why you not recognizing what he telling you, but you want him to recognize what you're saying? It's like self reflection. These people, I don't understand. How you expect somebody to love you? How you expect somebody to understand you if you're not willing to try to see where that person's coming from? You don't have to agree, but you need to at least see where their point is, their point of view is coming from. Why is that? If that's why we even here. Why are we even here if you're not willing to compromise, you're not willing to understand somebody else life, somebody else's perspective? Why are we signing up for something where we're not ready to Let out. Okay, fine. It might take longer to let your guard down, but you get somebody else mindset. Like, okay, I see where you come out. I don't understand, but I'm willing to try it. Why? What's up with this couple? But listen here. All that's all I have to say for this episode 14, man. First sight, guys. I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.